Hi, guys. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. Before we get into our review of Batman Cape Crusader, just want to give a little heads up that during recording of our review, we had some technical difficulties that we didn't know about until after the recording. So the audio is a little off, the video is a little choppy for those who are watching. About 5 to 8 minutes in, it gets cleared up. Mainly on my end is messed up. Without any more further delay, enjoy. So, how many times have you watched Deadpool Wolverine since its release?
I was trying for time 3. I only seen it twice.
4 times, buddy. 4 times. 4 times within 7 days.
I do want to see it a third time. I do.
And you have to see it on IMAX 3D.
And the funny thing, I was the one that mentioned that to you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because I sent you a thing and I said, like, there's an interview where I think it was one of the directors say there's like a special way that they shot it, and it only really would show in IMAX 3D. Well, I sent it to you, and you're like, well, now I got to go watch it.
Well, I did. It is worth watching on 3D and IMAX, but is minor, meaning that it is not game changing. Without giving spoilers on that, I'm not going to say, but it's subtle, but it's like, oh, wow.
So it is noticeable, but it's not like it's make or break for the film.
Well, no, it's not constant.
Okay.
You know, like sometimes like where Deadpool will probably like come out from one
like
shot
when Deadpool, like in the
shot.
like Deadpool, She-Hulk, Howard the Duck, they break the fourth wall in the comic, and they go to like the borders and stuff like that.
They're breaking the fourth wall in another way.
Okay.
Now I don't know if it's on IMAX only or if it's 3D.
Sure, now you gotta watch it a fifth or sixth time to tell.
I guess I have to. I'm okay with that. This movie is like such a game changer. Is just good as, well, not as good as seeing it the first time, but as good as seeing it the second time.
Okay.
Now, we also X-Men 97 a few reviews back. It was continuing from the Fox Kids series back in the 90s. And I was kind of like impressed. Well, no, I was not kind of, I was definitely not impressed. You were, or you were happy with it. And it seems like what we grew up on, it has continued and it's been happening throughout several years, but more recently this year, 2024, that our childhood is revisiting us in either a sequel or a remake or a retelling or a revision.
True.
We got this again with Batman Cape Crusader, currently on Rotten Tomatoes. It is 97% by the critics and 61% by the audience. Warning, our opinions are our opinions.
We're not trained.
What we like is what we like. What we don't like is what we don't like.
Well, we didn't go to school for this. Well, I didn't.
But who really does? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is a person's opinion on what they like. Robert Ebert, it's really their opinion. They really, like, everyone's how they approach, a director's approach, whatever. It's like how they feel after they see a movie or a show. And on a review on The Acolyte, people got offended that I made the comment that the show was too woke. Like, oh, listen, it says more about you than us. If you got easily offended by our opinion, deal with it.
There's a difference between fact and opinion. If we own the fact that we say opinions, and that's fine. But we're not trying to sell our opinions as facts. And that I have no condolences for. Like, anybody sell opinions as facts, they're factually wrong. So
listen, I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, I love DC, but when crap is crap, I'm gonna call out on it.
Yeah. Now, granted, if people like what we dislike, that's up to them. That's fine. It's just we own the fact that we don't like it, and we can agree to disagree in that.
Exactly. Shit. And that being said, this is our review of Batman Cape Crusader, currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel.
I'm Adon.
Where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert. You know what? I've seen this already twice. Okay. All 10 episodes. But my only gripe in the sense of, not with the show, but in the sense of Amazon, is there a way to pay for extra for not commercials?
So that's the weird thing. And I have not double checked if there is a way to pay extra for it. I know they announced it, but I took it like with a grain of salt that they were going to add commercials to their main content. I really should double check to see if they should, if there's like extra pay.
Right.
But that was like the biggest selling point for me, besides me buying a lot of stuff and getting free shipping. But the fact was, I'm getting shows and I'm getting movies. And granted, it's a trend because I'm seeing it in other networks too.
I don't mind that. I do mind is they throw the commercials not like at a certain time, like they'll have a conversation, mid conversation, they'll cut it
Yeah.
and go into commercial. So not like a break, like where the conversation ends or a scene ends and then commercial, and we return to another scene. Tubi does the same thing, and it's so annoying. So that's like one of the gripes I had. Now, for me, the show, I had a great time. This is Bruce Timm, is a reimagination of his show because the artwork is pretty similar
Yeah.
from his original, especially when Batman, like, it reminded me of Batman from the Justice League because he's shaped a little differently.
I mean, it reminded me of like the costume that Batman had before it went blue. Because I remember in the comics, there was like a story arc where right before he changed his outfit, he tried to rescue a kid in a fire, which I thought they were going to do that in this season with the Firebug episode.
Kind of did. He rescued a couple kids.
No, but the whole thing was like a kid. He tried to rescue a kid, and the kid was more frightened of him than the fire because of his outfit. And that's why he changed his outfit. Or at least that's what I remember.
The original costume, he has purple gloves. The costume is pretty much how it is, like year one, Batman year one. And that's how it was to me. And I thought, like, this show was a reimagination of Batman year one. Did you like it?
Yes and no. Well, it was slow. Which I'm fine with, but like when it's slow like that, I have to kind of have the mental and time to be in it. Otherwise, it might knock me out. Well, I spent the weekend at Dad's, so like there's distractions there. But like when I was sitting down in front of it, I was enjoying it. I got the vibe from the OG Batman. I kind of was intrigued by some of the changes, and it was definitely an Elseworld.
I like the changes. Yes, it was the Elseworld story, exactly. That's how I took it. That's how I approached it. People were upset that the gender swapped on one character.
Yeah, which at first I questioned. I'm like, did they just gender swap Penguin? And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, they did. I'm like, interesting. And then what happened after that? I was like, yo, this is how cruel Penguin really is. Like, I get it.
This one is the cruelest that I've seen. I mean, she killed her own kid.
And was going to get the other one. Yeah.
Yes, no other penguins did that. They were rooting or they're ruthless, but never really saw that the penguin taking out own family.
Yeah, we get the idea that they would. I mean, the closest was
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns, yeah. Like in the comics, you know, like, yeah, no, even in the games, I don't even see, like, he'll do a lot of stuff, but.
No, he was a gangster in the games. The new show, The Penguin, coming out on Max, he's a gangster. So I did enjoy it. And again, it was just subtle. And the thing is, female penguins are the badass in a relationship. They go out hunting. Just like a lioness will go out hunting while the lion stays, right?
And the fathers stay at home with the baby eggs.
It makes sense on that aspect. And then they change, like, Quinn is Asian. I don't find any fault because she could be adopted, whatever, if she was an orphan, whatever.
Well, they also changed her origins too.
Well, yeah, she's not affiliated with the Joker.
Yeah, she's her own thing. She even called her. She referred to herself as Jester.
Oh, did she? I can't.
Well, she's like Harley Quinn and whatnot, but like she's like the Jester is now in charge of the court.
Right. I was totally fine with what they switched around, and they didn't switch around much.
Yes,
the Gordons were black, Asian, Harley Quinn.
I did have issues with how he treated Pennyworth. That may be just the fact that like I don't think Pennyworth deserves that. I get it.
No, but at the end. He does, because again, so he's learning. So it's a different take that he just saw him as a servant.
Yes.
And at the end of the season, he saw him as his equal or friend.
True.
So even though it's Batman's story, it's not strictly Batman.
Yes.
I felt that it was more like
Two-Face origin.
Yeah. It was kind of like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Where we see how Two-Face as a district attorney or trying to be one, and then something happens, right? And then his face, and he just flips.
Yeah.
And then he dies at the end. Here it's kind of the same thing where he's building up his case, he's building up his popularity. He's trying to be a DA, right? And then he gets acid poured on his face, and then he turns because he's now dealing with psychosis or the dual personalities, because he's feeling like everyone's out to get him, even though one guy, the mob guy, was it
Falcone
again? No. Yeah, Falcone. Thank you. That he went after him, right? So he thinks now everyone's after him, and he sees that he's fighting among himself to do good, to withhold or let loose his inner beast. Now, granted, I would like to have seen that prior, before that the acid was poured on, that we saw him flip out.
I mean, arguably,
Or
there were
not,
small moments,
yeah, but
too
not.
subtle.
Yes, it was too subtle. I would just like to see like, this is like this is an outburst at one time.
Hmm.
But I thought that was great. And then you see also Barbara is a different position. She starts out as a lawyer, where before Barbara's like a college student, a fan of Batman, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
where no one knew
who
who
she was,
Batman was, or not that who she was, but it says like they didn't know, like it starts with as a myth.
which they
You
kind of
start to
hold
see him
true
like,
here
oh
in the
crap, he's
series
real.
too. That like they refer to him like he's not real. Like, oh my god, he is real, kind of situation.
Right. Same thing with Tim Burton's first Batman. That's how it started as well. It was like, he's not
Hmm.
real. Some guy you're making up. And then they, one by one, they find out who it is. Oh, you know that each episode had different writer and director.
I didn't know that.
Even though this is like from the revision of Bruce, he produced it. Matt Reeves, who did the Batman and helping to do the Penguin, he's an executive producer. J.J. Abrams is an executive producer as well.
Mm.
But you have, for each episode, you have a different writer and different director. With the help of Bruce Timm, writing it, translate it into form of television. But Greg Rucka, he's one of the writers, and he's a famous comic book writer. I think that was the one with the Penguin. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities to the original in the sense of, from Bruce Timm, the artwork is very similar to that of both the Batman the Animated Series and the Justice League. But you also have some callback to the original at the end.
Yes.
Falcone gets thrown at his chair by his head. He looks at, it's the same pose that Batman is doing, opening credits of Batman the Animated Series, where he's standing on top of a building and lightning strikes.
It's a good moment.
It's darker than the animated series.
Yes.
A little more violent. I like that how origin of certain characters, like instead of Firefly, Firebug.
Yeah.
Clayface, relatively similar origin, but I love that. Killer Croc.
Yeah, you could tell that was Killer Croc. Absolutely.
I mean, I actually loved Clayface. He looked like two things to me. When he was wearing the hat and the jacket and the mask,
The Shadow.
I thought of two things. Yes, that's one, and Darkman.
Oh yeah, I thought The Shadow, and I thought the Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
But then you're absolutely right.
Well,
Darkman
yes,
too.
Definitely the Shadow, because the color mask.
Oh, 100%.
And I love that Catwoman. They brought back the old original Catwoman.
Yeah, and they really went into her origin. Yeah.
But the costume. This series, or this season, is definitely a love letter to Bob Kane and Bill Finger that created Batman. Now, I'm interested to see how the Joker is going to be represented in that aspect.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were very similar to their origin representation. We just see a glimpse of his eyes, and that was kind of disturbing as well.
There's a couple disturbing moments.
Oh, definitely. But with him showing up, and then you see the amount of bodies as test subjects. And then you see the last one, and he says, perfect. His voice is real deep, but we see that he was testing his serum with everyone, and only the last one, it was the right mixture.
Yeah.
That got it right, because everyone knows had their frozen fear, where the other one frozen laughter.
They reference Scarecrow, Dr. Kane. That was a Harley's mentor. So there's a lot of deep cuts in here.
Oh no, definitely. And hopefully it expands more, or keep it the same way in season 2. Because I like it, because the thing is, if you want to know more about these characters or about Batman, if you never read any comic books, great way to influence people to go read it.
Yeah.
I'm all down for that. I just liked how it was. I mean, come on. If I'm willing to sit again for another season of 10 episodes, I would not do it for other shows, but I would do it for this and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite character?
I was big into the Harley Quinn character. She's only there for 3 episodes, but I kind of I didn't realize she was Harley Quinn at first. Like the name just skipped past me.
Really? There's a door with her name on it.
Again, things got past me. It dawned on me within the second episode, oh, that's Harley Quinn. And so I'm looking for what I thought was going to be Joker, the cliche stuff, and then they switched up the story. I'm like, oh, cool. I was down for it. I vibed with her character a lot. Intrigued by Harvey Dent. And I also like the actor who plays Harvey Dent's voice.
But you know who he is, right?
Batman.
From Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that it brought him back to play a different character. He sounds different. Kevin Conroy, you hear his voice, you recognize that voice.
You're locked in
Mark
with Kevin
Hamill.
Conroy. Yeah.
And Mark Hamill too, even though they try to change the voice, but you still hear that voice. Jamie Chung, she's Harley Quinn.
Yes, she played Blink
And
in The Gifted.
yes, and also she was the wife to be in The Hangover 2.
She
Okay.
also played Black
She was also from the
Canary.
Whale World, huh?
Yeah, she played the voice of
She
Black
played.
Canary in the recent Justice League crossover with the show Ruby.
Oh, okay. That's anime version, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
kind of like
like
an anime version.
CG anime. I'm familiar with the show Ruby, so I jumped into it and watched the whole thing. Yeah.
I bet you did. Now, for me, I one of my favorite characters was Pennyworth.
Yo, that episode where they were flashbacking for Pennyworth on Bruce's parents passing away.
Mm-hmm.
That last memory.
Oh, the kid's eyes.
Yes, and he's like, telling him, he's like, I'm gonna make them all pay, and you're going to help me. And he's just staring at him, not blinking, dead straight. I'm like,
right.
That's the stuff of nightmares. And he just closes the door.
Hello, exactly. I'll be like grabbing my shotgun, going after the kid that he's possessed.
We have just crossed into another boundary.
That reminded me of Parasite,
the movie,
the Korean film.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't get to see it.
There's a scene.
I mean, I've seen other things where kids are like that in other movies or shows, but
no, it's not kids. It's an adult that stares at a kid, and all you see is the eyes.
Ooh.
It was just there for like 10 seconds, and I could not sleep because of that scene, because a head sticking up out of the darkness, eyes just staring at you, at a kid. But this is in reverse. A kid is staring at an adult in the dark with eyes piercing through. You see it. It's like, oh, but I like Pennyworth. He almost sounded like the original voice actor of the show.
There were moments where he sounded like him, and then he sounded softer. And also good actor Jason Watkins, who played him.
Yeah. Now, did you have a problem him being overweight?
No, I didn't. I was okay with it.
Me neither. Some people got offended that he was overweight. I was like, seriously? Like, is this one part of life? I mean, the Joker or Joker, Alfred is heavy in that movie.
I found, as a matter of fact, a lot of the characters in the show were a little bit thicker. Montoya, Quinn, like they're usually depicted to be thick. Very, thin and fit, which I was okay with. That they were.
Oh, do you know who Montoya later becomes?
Yeah, she becomes the question. Yeah.
Yes, and I bet you some people are going to get upset with that because it happens in the comic books.
Yeah,
she becomes the question, but I bet you some people are going to be offended by that.
So I got a question for you, and this is comic book related. So, and I say this to you because you've been reading Batman way longer than I have. So
but I haven't been keeping up. So I'll do my best.
Flass, I don't know him.
The black guy?
Yeah, partnered up with Bullock.
I think he's new.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think he's a good character to partner up with Bullock.
I like that.
I was always used to Bullock being with Gordon, though.
Do you know who the voice actor is?
Gary Anthony
Uncle
Williams.
Ruckus. He played Uncle Ruckus on the Boondocks.
Yo, he lost a lot of weight. I'm looking at his photo right now. He looks like a different person.
Thin. He's also he does the show Whose Line It Is Anyway, and you can see right there how thin he is.
Yeah.
But yes, he's also in Soul Plane. That's when I first saw him.
Oh yeah, he's in a lot of things.
But no, he did a good job. No, I like the series a lot. I mean, I think it was done a great job. Batman uses a gun, and people are like, "Oh no!" So yeah, he uses a gun, especially at the end where I thought he shot Homeboy.
Yeah,
like he emptied his barrel, but no, he just shot around him to let him know that he could have killed him. But I mean, I liked it. What about moments?
Oof. There were some good moments. We talked about the Penguin moment with their kids. The first time she shoved him in the water. That was rough. Firebug, where Bullock shoots him out the window.
Yeah, he's going to talk.
The subtle manipulations.
How smart this is. But I'm just saying, though, it's more violent. I guess you can be when you're not doing it directly for kids, like you did on Fox Kids
or WB.
Here on or WB, right? So you have a little more freedom here. Granted, there's no cursing, there's no vulgarity, there's no nudity here. It's not ultra violent, but it's a little more realistic in the aspect, in the sense of like you're trying to cover your tracks. How do you cover your tracks? You take the person out.
It's geared to be more on the serious note in that aspect. The one standalone episode with the vampire girl didn't feel like it needed to be there, but somehow made itself feel like it needed to be there because of Harvey. Like if Harvey Dent's story wasn't a part of it, it would be just a episode to fill up time.
Do you think in the beginning that was Grayson? It looked like Grayson. The hair and the clothes look a little bit like Dick Grayson.
Oh.
Even though I think he got sucked.
You know that you know who I thought it was? The one with the slingshot and the glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight
Yes.
series. Oh my God, you're so right. Because
And,
it is female and she uses a slingshot.
uh-huh.
Robin in the Dark Knight. Holy crap, they put that in there.
And I thought that was
I
she was gonna
totally
be
missed
I
that.
thought he was gonna be like, so she's looking for a parent.
That could
that
be
could
season two.
that could be season 2. She could come back because he has ties
Oh
to the
man,
orphanage.
you're right. Oh my God, I totally missed that. And I
Mhm.
saw that twice. And I totally missed that. Yeah. Oh, good catch. Good
Yeah, that
catch.
was that was my biggest takeaway from that episode. I'm like, is she the girl? I'm like, it's boggling my mind. I'm like, is this supposed to be a deep cut to that? It feels
I
like it's
think it
supposed to
is.
be a
Like
deep cut.
now, to me, that could be like the better episode now because how deep that cut was.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this directly to the audience. If you have not read Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns or even watched the animated movie of it, it's not because that is a kid with glasses. This image of this child looks verbatim like the Robin from that series, just smaller.
I can't believe I missed that. Wow.
This show has, like, if you can catch those moments, it has some beautiful moments that really tie
Oh
in
no,
really
that
well.
yes, it does. My favorite moment though is Harvey Dent dying. The way it
Yeah.
was done so well. Because like, why'd you do it? I don't know. Oh, like he's just trying to finish it. He's just as he's trying to talk, he just fades away. That's not for kids.
He had arguably one of the best character developments in the entire season. He's just falling down and down and down. You see him
Mhm,
falling into that character, but he doesn't fall all the way. Like, he even gets the coin that has two faces, and you don't see
mhm.
him scratch out the face. You don't see him like flip the
Right.
coin to make the decisions. He offers that to
Mhm,
somebody, but someone doesn't want to do that. Even to his very end is him at war with himself. And
but
mostly because
but
he
you see
blames
that
himself because he feels he's not a good man. He's done bad things and he
mhm.
wants to believe in justice.
We see that he is a good man on Rotten Tomatoes. Again, by the critics, it is 97%. By the audience, it is 61. Where do you see yourself in this?
I'm going to lean towards the critics in this case.
Mhm,
It's going to be a solid 88 for me. It's like I would be down for a season 2, and actually, like, once I got in the groove of it, I wanted there to be more episodes and just go through
mhm.
it like I would Batman the animated series, because like I'll put on Batman the animated series, just let that run all day.
Oh, quick. Did you notice in the Catwoman's episode, they were playing the Catwoman music from the movies, from
From the
Tim Burton's movie?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like the Halle Berry movie.
Oh, hell no. It was subtle, but they were playing her theme.
I
The
believe it.
music was here was
I
good. It
missed
was
it. The music was
the music
good.
was good. It was very animated series as well as the Tim Burton movies, even though they're both like the Batman animated series took influence from the Tim Burton's Batman.
Did you recognize the voice of
Oh,
Catwoman?
well, I know Penguin. Penguin was Minnie Driver.
Yes, and I hadn't seen her in forever.
And it did not sound like her because she's British and she was able to change that. Like it wasn't
Yes.
even America. It was more like it was deep and it was like street. It was very surprising how well she
Yes.
did it. But I don't know who the other one is. Who else?
For Catwoman, Christina Ricci.
Oh, that's right. Christina Ricci. Yes, I totally forget. Yes. Wow.
I want to say it's an all-star cast, but there's other people I'm familiar with and people I don't familiar with, like Greg
Right. Like
Griffin.
Montoya.
Who
Montoya. I have no idea.
Greg Griffin is the voice of the bearded lady. I argue a famous voice actress. She's been in a
Wait a minute.
lot of
Okay.
stuff.
Hold up. Robert Thorne
Yes.
was played by a black guy.
Yes.
Cedric Yarbrough from Reno 911
Yes, I
and
was going to
from the
mention him.
Goldbergs.
Yes, I was going to mention him.
Holy crap. I cannot see that. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you have Bumper Robinson playing
Mhm.
Lucius Fox. I didn't know he was still around. He's from Night Court. He's
Yeah.
from a different world. Holy wow. I did not know it was him.
Yeah. They have a very I think the term would be eclectic cast.
Tom Kenny, he was Firebug. He's SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's a lot more actors here, of course, doing the voiceover. I totally forgot Christina Ricci. Holy crap. Reed Scott, yes, I can't say that name. I can't
Oh,
say that
he was
name. I don't know
the
what character it was.
I know Onomatopoeia.
Lacey Schoberg, she's
La-
from like The Five of Us or whatever that show was. Holy crap.
Yeah, she did a couple movies. She played was it Julie?
Yeah, and then Jackie Hoffman, I like her. She's funny. She's like a comedic actress. She played Greta, the museum director. Yeah, so wow. Anyway, for me, I'm with more of the critics. I'll give it a strong 95. It is done well, especially if you see it twice. If you can remember what's happening, of course, with like my memory is just slipping here or here, obviously, but it is really good. Now, my weakest episode, because it's kind of predictable, was when the assassination attempt
Oh, when you saw it
of
was going to
Gordon.
be one of the other cops.
No, I just knew they're going after Gordon, Barbara.
Oh,
I knew that episode was kind of predictable. It was still good because I like the villain because he's making the sound effects, and that's also a callback to Batman '66
yeah.
because he'll make the sound effects, bam, whoosh,
And the final move, the final thing, he was like, pow.
exactly. So that was a great honor into the Adam West series and that
Mhm.
aspect. Also, the Pharaoh in one of the episodes.
Yes.
He was in. Oh, that's the Harley Quinn. That's
Yeah,
the
that was a Harley
episode.
Quinn episode, which I thought that was going to introduce other potential villain characters because there was the one that was dressed like a baby, and I could have swore that was another villain type. We always do this. Another good moment that I just remembered: the perspective of the world from Firebug's eyes.
Oh yes, the town, the kids playing on fire.
Yes,
Well, they're playing around, but he sees them on fire.
Exactly. And as soon as he puts the goggles on, you can see it through his eyes.
Well, it's kind of like Batman or any character that's like there's one person and they put the mask on and they become a different person or different persona. But to see them all on fire, not in pain, nothing like that, but they're just on fire through his eyes. Like that's what's going to happen to them. And I was like, whoa, is this worth the watch?
I say it's worth the watch.
Yeah, it's most definitely worth the watch. Is it worth the own? Will you own this? Even though you have Amazon Prime.
This is one of those ones where if they say Amazon's not going to hold on to it, I'll go out and buy it.
Now, this is the second Batman production on Amazon Prime. There's the one, the Christmas special.
We did that review.
That was on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised this was not on Max. I am very surprised, considering that Matt Reeves is one of the producers.
Yeah.
And Max is the holder, pretty much, of DC content.
For the most part.
So I'm pretty surprised that, yeah, for the most part, yeah. Yes, they lease out their movies to Netflix and other streaming services, but right now Max is the home of DC.
It's funny because like the last Infinity Crisis movie, Part 2, came out on Max, and a lot of their recent Justice League movies came out on Max, like after a while.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that like it probably should be there, but if it's being foremost produced by Prime, I guess they do that. It's a little bit weird. I would say this: there is a way to get Prime without commercials. It's like an extra $2.99 a month. Would you pay $2.99 extra for no commercials?
I don't know. I'm not on Amazon that much.
Lord of the Rings is coming out soon.
Great.
The anime.
Oh, really?
Didn't know about the anime?
No, I totally forgot.
There's also an anime Terminator coming out too.
Yes, but that's on Netflix.
I think it is
Amazon.
I think it's Netflix. But like I'm just saying in general, like anime is coming into the forefront here.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying, but the thing is, like right now, like only thing that I enjoy from Amazon is The Boys, Invincible,
Lord of the
Batman
Rings.
Here. I mean, the live action one. Hopefully, the animated will be a lot better.
I saw a trailer; it looks good.
Then I'll be excited for it. For the most part, I don't know. I don't watch Amazon as much as I watch the other stuff.
Yeah,
other streaming services.
You like the older stuff with Amazon, the Tick, JCVD, stuff like that.
Well, then they have the commercials, which is I guess is okay, where they have Night Court and other shows that we grew up on. Amazon seems to have them.
That's still a good show.
But yeah, I'm still finishing Night Court. I'm on the last season. I'm just finishing up now. And it's such a great show. It's just more hits than misses on that show. Dan Fielding and Bull, amazing. But anyway, all right, guys, that is our DC-ness review of Batman, Caped Crusader, currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Who is your favorite character? Let us know in the comments below. Also, let us know in the comments below if you have a movie or show you'd like us to review. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adon.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.